Okay, can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Hey, very good. Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't decide to do that again. I've got 2 cats right now, actually. I've got Ember right there, and then right behind her is Char, hanging out behind my back. But that's a little bit of a weird angle, so you just get Ember. Here she is, being a cutie. Let's make this slightly less crooked, hey? Sorry if that made you seasick. Okay, there she is. Adorable as always. So I put on base coat while I was waiting for that to reload, so we're ready to apply color. And let's see. Oh, it's got autofocus on because I had to re-add the camera. Let me change that back to not autofocused because autofocus lies to us. We are right around there. That's better. Let's zoom in very slightly. Yeah. Okay. That's looking pretty good. So we're going to put on our base color. Bees Knees Lacquer. Don't torture yourself. That's my job. Inspired by the Addams Family. I think that's what Morticia says to her husband at one point. Very nice distribution of flakies. Very smooth application. Me likey, me likey. How was your New Year, Nate? How was your Christmas? There's a little bit of dry skin here. I feel like I need to snip off. Right there. It's fine. That was good. Yeah, it was good. I got to see my parents and my granddad and my sisters and my older sister's kids. And they've been traveling around the country in an RV. So it's been a little while since we've gotten to see them. I mean, we saw them on Thanksgiving because they came back for the holidays. But, you know, it's good to see them while we can. I feel like I didn't get as much on the first coat on this nail as on some of the others. So I'm going to add a little bit more. What was making you so busy? And taking away all your time? Or are you talking about driving around in an RV? Well, sure. I thought at first that you meant time to see family. I think you meant time to drive around the country. You did mean time to see family? Oh no. Oh, okay. That's slightly more understandable. They are volunteering at a bunch of Christian camps as they are going around and working on some online work stuff. Uh-oh. Well, that's foolish of me. I just pushed that into the lid of the bottle behind it. It's a good thing it's just the first coat. We're gonna dab a little bit on there, and by the time we come back for the second coat, it will be all dandy. And it will all be okay. I was saying before you came in to chat, Nate, that we're doing all virtual again for my work until the end of January at the very least. But I didn't move my camera this time. I left it where it was so that I would be able to actually stream. Because I missed streaming the whole first chunk that I didn't march through whenever before I was able to put my camera back. Virtual commutes. Yeah, you've mentioned that you're going to start again, Praise. My only beef with it really is that there are some kids that virtual doesn't work. Like the family either doesn't have like the setup to be able to do it well, or like the kid, like their level of comprehension doesn't translate to virtual very well. Like if they have a difficult time understanding that pictures are the same thing as real objects, they're not going to be able to translate visual virtual video into understanding that there's another person on the other end of it, you know? Or it's harder for them to maintain their attention. You know what this is? This is like a mushroom color. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a mushroom color. And I love it. Yeah, totally. And a lot of times it's just hard for them to have a space that's set up well. The kids' room has all the kids' toys around them, so it's hard for them to not just want to go toward that. And they don't have, I don't know, just, it's hard. A lot of parents do well, but it still is a more difficult situation to deal with than being in the office, because we have, you know, it's easier to set up a dedicated, focused sort of an environment in one office space than to try to set it up and then tear it down and then set it up and then tear it down. Oh, look at the baby cat. She's trying to steal the show. What are you doing, small feet? What are you doing? Oh, goodness gracious. You can't go onto that. That's not, nope, please don't do that. That's a keyboard. It's not for baby cat feet. Thank you. She's been rescued by James. Taken off of the thing. Okay, coat number 2. Oops, sorry, I forgot to. Yeah. She is not a keyboard cat, haha. We do have a piano keyboard in the bedroom that the cats walk on to get up to the dresser. But it is not plugged in when they're doing that. So it just sounds like as the keys go up and down instead of actually playing music. I don't know why I'm thinking about this right now. Did you know that Bob Odenkirk, the guy who plays Better Call Saul, Jimmy McGill, Saul Goodman, auditioned to be Michael Scott in The Office? Back in the day. Saw his audition tape the other day. And he actually did not do bad. The best besides Mr. Carroll of all of the other tapes. See, second coat, no problems. I think we've got... Oh, it is finally showing me at the bottom now that I'm live and that it's recording and that I'm doing okay in regard to dropped frames, so that's good. It wasn't showing me that before for some reason. I feel like things are a little bit dull or dim or something, and it's because, there we go, that's why. That's better. Is that still in focus? There we go. Oh, of course. The appeal, I don't know. The reason I like Michael Scott is that, yes, he's a blundering moron who is oftentimes selfish and is irritating to the people around him. However, because he's just so blatantly himself all the time, whenever he does do something that's selfless, it's, I don't know, kind of endearing. It makes you realize that he's not just doing it for manipulation or whatever, that he's actually doing it because he cares about the other person. And you can see the growth of his character over time. because he does things like that more often as the show progresses. I think every character in that show has flaws that would be irritating in a real life person. You know, the characterization is pretty good, pretty realistic. Obviously, sometimes it's exaggerated for comedic effect, but even then, I don't know. I still believe it. Yeah, yeah. Season 1 Michael is the worst. The gal who plays Holly is in The Wire. I've been watching The Wire. Whatever that actress's name is, I don't remember. Big Cat just looks like a big slug. You can't even see her face because she's so droopy. Why so droopy, Big Cat, huh? Yeah, that's you. Okay. Oh, that's a big flake there. It cooperated with me. Yeah, definitely. The Dwight Jim back and forth is definitely funny. I think there's a reason that Dwight is a lot of people's favorites. And Jim. I think Creed adds a lot of funny moments when he's involved. Just because he's so unexpected. Like when he eats the raw potato and doesn't realize it's not his apple. Or when he talks about being a member in multiple cults. Where he tries to sell all of the office furniture. Oh boy. Okay, there's the base color done. Now we're going to do some green squiggles. I don't know. He might be... Depends on what your definition of neutral is. I guess he's not evil, but he's also not good, so I guess that brings you to neutral, right? He is awfully selfish, though. Okay, so this is... Oops. Don't bang your nails into things before they're dry. I saved it. Okay, so this is Zoya Mel. And we are just going to do a squiggle. So let's get... Jeez, banging my nails into everything today. Come on, guys. Let's fix this. There's just a little bit of a ridge there where the polish kind of pushed up on itself when I banged it into the wire. But I think by the time it dries down and I draw lines over it, it'll be all good. Yes, she did. She quit her day job. She is working full-time as a Etsy leather book binding, plushie making, amazing lady. Alright, we're going to be using a striper because it's a long and thin. And we are going to be squiggling. So we're going to go like this. And a diagonal squiggle like this. Ooh. Then we're going to even up the line. Bloop. There we go. There's one line. Well, you stopped streaming because you didn't... You had too much going on with your regular work and your Etsy work that was becoming a lot. And you hadn't stopped the chiropractor office stuff yet. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm sorry. I need to adjust the camera angle, I think, because I want to hold this closer to myself as I'm painting. Like here. Okay. There's the first three. We're actually going to do all of the colors on this hand before we go over to the other hand. This puddle is too dry to go to the other hand anyway. So then we're going to do Expressy Soul Matcha Energy. This is a quick dry polish, so I'm just doing one drop. And then I'll put another drop out, excuse me, if I need more. Please don't shake the chair, children. We just had a little cat tussle. I didn't see any of it, but I bet you guys did. And the big cat is gone, so I will move the camera in just a second. You can look at my studious face instead. Kind of get a little bit of this sidewall polish off really quick while I'm thinking about it. This isn't a super messy design, so there we go, that's good. The third polish is Cirque Colors Wall Street. Oops. Just more yellow toned. I really like this brush. It's so good. I'm feeling like I'm getting good control. It's got a good amount of spring to it, so it's not too floppy like some of the other stripers that I have. It's a real good thinness, and I like the fact that the handle is made of metal so that I don't have to worry about getting paint off of the handle onto my skin if it accidentally touches the acetone. Na 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 na. There we go. There we go. I feel like the pinky line, the dark green, needs to be slightly thicker to match everything else. So I'm going to do that really quick. There's also a little jog in the dark green on the ring nail that I need to make sure is filled in. I don't like to go in and do that when the polish is too wet, because sometimes it can like try to grab what's already there and it'll make like a little ridge that's harder to smooth out with top coat if you do it all. Like if you can feel that the polish is starting to dry and you still are trying to manipulate it. There. So that's smoothed out, and then we want to thicken up the line on the pinky just a little bit. I haven't read any Discworld yet, Nate, and I want to because I've had recommendations that it would be good. Do you have a recommendation of like which one to start with? Like, is The Color of Magic, that's the first one, right? Is that where you would start? Like right now, the polish is starting to dry and I'm trying to still paint it, and I should stop and wait. Okay? Night watch. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I heard someone say that, but I didn't know how true it was. You know how some people say, oh, you can read each one individually, but then it really is better if you read them in a certain order. Okay, that's good. Hogfather. Okay. Alright, so this hand is ready for top coat. We're just gonna go to the other hand next. I like this. Yes, yes, I do. We're not gonna top coat it until after we do this one though, to give it a chance to dry. So now we do it left-handed. Yay, that's fun. Alright, so we're going to angle the camera this way, and we're going to look at the angle of the polish, and we're going to look at the angle of the nail, and we're going to very carefully proceed. We're going to start on the pinky, just like we did on the other hand. Make sure we have a very small amount of polish, and alright. That was a very small amount of polish, but I did draw a line. And it's easier to follow a line than if there isn't a line at all. Because then I can turn my nail to an easier angle to thicken it up. And I know that it's going in the right trajectory. Do you see how I have my hands from my painting hand stabilized against the hand that I am painting? That helps right there. Oh, you can't see really. I'm pushing right here. Let me angle this down a little bit more. Stabilizing here so that my left hand isn't shaking quite so much when I am painting with it. I am going to have to go in along the side of this line with the base color, just slightly. Well, maybe. I think I'm actually going to thicken it up so that it might balance out when I'm thickening it up, but I'm not going to thicken it up right now. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let me... Because this is starting to dry and I don't want it to get too gloppy. Okay. We're going to do the same thing here where we're starting there and curving down. It's not quite as curvy as I want it to be. So when we thicken, we're going to thicken this side at the top. And then we're going to thicken this side as it curves. And then this side. Oh no! Well, that's what corrective painting is for. I just got too much polish on the side there. To prevent it from getting too thick, I'm actually gonna swipe some of it off, but I will go back over that area with the base color because it needs to come down more, but I need more polish because what I have on my palette is starting to dry. Okay, so we want this to come down. And then that part we're going to have to cut with the base color on the other side. Not too bad. I'm going to come back and carve out the other corners I mentioned after everything here is dry, after I come back in again later. So let's move on to the middle nail. Okay, that's not a bad curve to start with. There's a reason that we start thin, so that we can fix it as we thicken it. Are you going somewhere, Don?
Yeah.
Darling? Where are you going?
I need eggs.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just thinking that the other day, and then I forgot to get them when I was at the store. We need eggs. Can you get a few more cans of cat food while you're there?
Yeah.
Thanks. So you can see that this curve here needs to smooth out, right? It's too much of a corner right there. A wild James has appeared. Oh yeah, the camera angle is showing the door right now. Here, there's no cat there. Let's do this. You guys can see me. Hi. Okay, so it's doing that drying thing again, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna compare hands. The lines on this side are just a little bit thicker than the lines on this side. But I think that when I go in with the base color, that'll even out pretty well. I already know where the unevennesses need to be corrected here. So we're going to be adding the other colors now and following the curve that we know is supposed to be there, not the curve that is there now. Actually, what I'm going to do really quick is carve some of this out with acetone before I go in with the base color on this side to make that easier to envision. Have you been watching The Mandalorian, Nate? I finally went back and watched it and caught up. Oh, this is like right in my face. Oh well. Okay, so closer to the outside edge. Aw. You know, I only have Disney Plus because Price has Disney Plus and she lets me watch on her account. It's pretty good. It's there are a couple of episodes that are like, why did you choose to do this? But for the most part it's pretty good. I enjoyed it overall. I was about to turn the camera because the baby cat was up on the chair again, but she left. So never mind. I need that ball to be closer to the tip. There we go. I don't think he's all that cute. Everybody says that he is. I think he's just kind of ugly. Just like Yoda. Like, and that's not a reason to dislike him. But I don't really think he's cute. Like people with like French bulldogs and stuff, and they're always like, oh, it's so cute. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's just ugly. Well. To each their own. It's doing the thing where it's drying and I should stop painting, but I have one tiny little dot to fill in before that whole area is filled, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to tell myself, stop! Come back to it later. That's a great face. Yes, Grogu. I'm digging this, guys. I like it. When I set up the camera, I was like, oh, I'm going to be up here. No, I'm not. That's very unrealistic, self. You're going to be hunching and looking at your nail as close as you possibly can. Yes. Really? You enjoyed the sequel trilogy for Star Wars? The new ones? They were okay. They were definitely not my favorite Star Wars things that exist. Mostly just because of the inconsistency in focus. Oh, I see. It's chopped from the top part. I didn't see the top part. Gotcha. They were okay, but they weren't good. They had issues. All right. Wall Street. I haven't watched any Marvel movies since the first Avengers movie. So, I can feel you on that. Oh, the curve on that was perfect, you guys. Perfect. Good job, self. Yes. Do the thing. Very good. Is it though? It might be slightly too high. The curve itself is perfect, but I think its placement is slightly too high, but I'm going to deepen that curve slightly. And then we'll see if that looks better in balance. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. Y'all, I am right-handed. Like, I'm making this work, but it's so much easier with the other hand. I have to concentrate so much harder when I'm painting with my left hand, and there's so much less talking that I'm doing while I'm doing this. It's funny. That is too fat. I'm gonna have to thin that line. Yeah, that would make it so much easier, wouldn't it? Except that even if I grew a second right hand, it wouldn't have had all of the muscle memory training that my right hand that I have currently has had, right? It's had 30 years of experience that the new hand would not have. Just because it's right in its shape doesn't mean that it is the hand that has done all of the work to get all of the knowledge that the right hand has. That line's good. I gotta go up a little bit on the side though. Very good, very good. Okay, let's go back in with my base color on this hand. And then we'll see if I need to go back in with colors again or not. I need to stretch my leg though. Hang on. Don't judge a polish by its first coat. Okay. Well, it would be like moving your leg and moving your hand at the same time, or moving your two hands separately, like when you're playing the piano. Okay, so I need this to be on the very tip. And then we are very slowly and very carefully going to dab it where it needs to go, which is along this edge here. I am gonna have to go in with this sage color a little bit, I think, and clean up this edge. Because the base color has flakies in it, it's slightly harder to not, like, run up against the edge of the line with the flakies. But it's going okay. Right. So it would be a nightmare instead of a benefit. So we are going to bring this green down more. And here as well. Pretty good, pretty good. I need to come back in on the tail of this little dude because it got too thin. but the other two look good. This needs another little splop though. My blob here on my palette. Get it nice and smooth. Okay, so this needs to get carved away. This mint line is actually pretty good. There's a tiny spot there that needs to be... Sorry, I'm getting too close and cutting you guys out. Right there. Needs to be smoothed a little bit, but the rest of that line is good. This one needs to kind of calm down on that corner because it's going to come down a little bit more. And then this part here, I'm going to have it curve this way. Okay, and then right here. So that side of the curve will get slightly smoothed when I come back with the dark green. And then this one, that flake does not want to sit. There we go. I feel like that dark green line is just slightly too far to the left on that nail in general. This one here. Like this curve needs to smooth out even just a little bit more, so that the whole thing is closer to the middle of the nail. Yeah. Well, we'll come back and we'll get some more dark green in there. I want it to be correct position even if I have to do a little bit more repainting. That's too far down the brush. We want it to be right at the tip. That mint line looks good. Oh, well, I just thinned out the wrong side of that line. I'm dumb. Okay. Well, that's okay. I can go back over the other side with the green, because I did want it to curve more. Need to thin that side a little bit. Yeah, oops, oh well. Okay. Looking okay, looking okay. There's a couple of places where I'm going to have to do slightly more, but again, I want to wait for that to dry before I come back over it. So we're going to come back in with the color now. Let's go for Mel first, the dark green. And we know that this needs to come down. That's pretty good. And we know that this needs to come over a little bit more. That's great. Yay. Much smoother. Okay. I don't know why I try to say smoother all silly. Smoother, not smother. I think it's just smooth is a meme between James and me. So I think that's why. It's because I say it silly so often. Smooth. Watching a video about vowel shifts between Shakespearean time and now, and how there's a line in Macbeth that says the heat oppressed brain, and the vowel would have been pronounced the same in heat and hate at the time. The hate oppressed brain. So it would have been a play on words that doesn't jive in any modern versions of English. That's looking pretty good too. There's a little divot over on that side that needs to get taken off. Isn't that interesting though? And then we're gonna go in with Wall Street. So we did want more of a curve here. And keep that line nice and crisp. That's good. This. After I finish painting these lines, I'm going to put top coat on. Green squiggles. Just for giggles. I don't remember. It was one of the recommended videos for me on YouTube. Because I watch accent and phonology videos pretty frequently, so I don't remember which channel it was from. It was somebody I hadn't watched before. There we go, that's good. Then we need a very minor touch up on the mint there. One more daub of Wall Street over here. And then I think we need a little bit more of the base color right there because it's not quite opaque. Norse language and poetry. Oh yeah, cool. Neato Keen. Okay, I need the mint. Soul Matcha Energy. There's actually a new Expressi collection that I have not gone and looked at yet. This quick dry line. They're really good for opacity. There we go, that's good. Alright. So now we're going to go around and do a little bit of cleanup with the brush around the edge of the nail. And then we're going to put top coat on. If I don't mess up this last little doohickey here. Good. Alright. I'm pleased with that. They feel balanced. I don't feel like there's any line that's like too thick. Compared to the others. So let's go around the edges. Most of these nails don't really need very much. I didn't hit the cuticle, but I'm still going to go around just in case. Get any rogue bits. Make sure everything's looking good. Oh, I didn't get quite up to the cuticle on that finger with the dark green. Let's fix that now, shall we? Where did I put the new daub? There it is. It blended right in with the... There we go. Now it's getting all the way up there. get another look over here. This nail here has the spot that is the thickest right here on this kind of smoother line, and I think I need to remove some polish from that, and then do the base color, because it's a little thick right there. Do you see that? I just kind of separated out the excess. I'm actually going to go in with this and like clip that extra off, because it's going to make a weird ridge when it's drying, and I don't want to mess with that. I don't like it when that happens, so I'm going to prevent it from happening. So we need a little bit of this. And I had already gone over the area with the base color, so the shape was good, but it was thicker than everything else around it. And I just wanted to make it not be. There we go. I know that I will be happier with that after it's dry. Okay, and then okay. All right, time for top coat. Let's close these though. Oh, boo, you're right, I did. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry. Baby cat's here. It's my friend. Yes, you. You're a cute one. Small and sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna use. Where did it go? Wild mint and moss scent for fast and dry top coat. Fast and hard, not fast and dry. Duh. Okay.
Look how big the cat.
Try not to flood the cuticles. Good. She got interested in what James was doing. I think I'm gonna need a second coat of top coat. These flakies are a little thirsty. Do you see that? How it kind of dimples in where the flakies are. They want to drink the top coat. You making tea? He's got his headphones on. He can't hear me. Who's beeping? Who's squeaking? Is that my sad big cat that I hear? Oh no, it's the baby. Hey baby, what's going on? Can you see her? There she is. There we go. Oh, she's back up here. Okay. So now we need to go back in and do a second coat to smooth out that. Yes. I don't think I would call the second thing something you got for me for Christmas. I think it would be something that you got to amuse yourself by giving to me for Christmas. Although it did amuse me too. There we go. Much less dimply. Isn't it though? Since the speaker is a Kickstarter, it hasn't arrived yet. So she had like an envelope. I'm trying to show you with my hands. You can't see me because it's focused on the baby cat. But it said on the front, like, your gift is on the way. It's the hydropowered speaker, blah, blah, blah. But in this envelope, there is a yappa, right? Like a little extra gift for you. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. A little extra gift. And I turn it around and I open it. And inside is that limerick, calligraphy limerick, printed out on a piece of paper. Like, it was back, like, there was a piece of cardboard in the thing so that it was, like, not bendable and whatever to protect it and keep it pristine. And then it was that. So we had to explain to my mom what rickrolling is. Because, of course, I laughed and Praise laughed. And then my mom was like, what's going on? What's what? And then, yeah. Right. Oh. Goodbye, baby cat. There is a hair. Get out of there. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Okay, I got the hair. Now, can I fix the divot? I think I can. Hang on. Does that line still look straight to you on that middle nail? It does, right? Looks okay? Yay. I was able to get rid of the hair without ruining the nail. Yay. Well, those are the first kinds of things you want to do when you learn calligraphic arts. Of course. Why wouldn't they be? All right. And one more time around with acetone to get the excess off my skin. And then we will be done. Here we go. And then the other hand. Big cat's coming under the thing again. Around the corner over here. What's going on? I've got a baby cat on this side too. I don't know if you can see her. What's going on, little lady? Can you hear her when she's squeaking? She's being loud. You can't eat that box. It doesn't work that way. What? Stop trying to eat the box. She's so demanding. Even though I don't know what exactly she wants right now because she's doing something she's never done before. She's wandered back there before, but she's never wandered back there and then made eye contact with me and then meowed insistently. So I don't know what she's expecting me to interpret from that. All right. Let's get a little bit of a zoomed in look at this. And then we will be ready to go. Focus. Alright. Na 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 na. Of course, the thumb is just a flaky by itself. This will get, there's a tiny bit of dimpling still on some of the flakies, but it will smooth out as it fully dries. And that will go away. And here's the other hand. Da, 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 da. Yay! Alright. And with that, there's the big cat. And there's the baby cat right there. And let's go see if we have anybody that I want to host. I don't know if anybody's on right now, but it doesn't hurt to look. Bob Ross. He'll automatically host anyway. Do you guys want me to specifically send you over to him, or do you not care? Alright, I think I'm just going to cut stream then, and you guys can go find him if you'd like, or come back to my channel and watch it on host when it's here. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it as always. I really like these nails. I'm going to really enjoy them this week. So, see you later. Bye.